So, you're starting to feel tired of everything, aren't you? You wake up every day greeted by the same scenery you've seen 1,000 times before. The same ceiling, the same walls, the same routine done over and over again. Acting out the script you've played countless times. You brush your teeth, dress up, and do your job for the day, living a monotonous life. Just enough to survive and get by. Until one day, an uncomfortable question pops up inside our minds. Is this all there is to life? We start to realize we've performed this cycle too many times, not out of desire, but because we have to. There's no life, no passion behind the things we do, and that feeling seeps into everything else. Our hobbies no longer excite us. People no longer interest us. Conversation starts to feel forced, and food starts to taste bland. And suddenly, nothing matters anymore. The life we once imagined, filled with color and purpose, has turned quiet, gray, and hollow. We push through the future without having a sense of direction for where our lives will head. The only thing guiding us is our need to pay our bills and the need to fulfill our responsibilities. Simply because we believe it feels safer. Because everything new terrifies us. To take a detour from the path we've chosen. Yet, isn't that more of a reason to try something new? If the road ahead is nothing but linear, predictable, and unchanging, maybe what we need isn't to keep walking forward, but to pause, to look around, to ask ourselves where we're really going. Because one thing we're too afraid to admit is that we're lost in life, pretending to have it all figured out by sticking to our routine. But hardly anyone does. And maybe that's why we're tired of life. Because we pretend to live a life that's not ours. So the truth we might all need is that life may only feel like life if we make a choice that really feels like our own. A step towards fulfilling the true desires of our heart. Decisions not driven by necessity. Yet, for many of us, those desires have long since burned out, haven't they? We used to be so ambitious. When we were little, we had so many things we wanted to be. Some wanted to be a celebrity. Some wanted to be a famous artist. Some wanted to be the one to change the world. We were filled with hopes and dreams, brimming with passion, making up stories, imagining futures filled with greatness. We truly believed we could become anything. And here we are, the age where our little selves hoped to be. And the only thing we can think about is where did those years go? When we were little, we couldn't wait to grow up. Now that we're all grown up, all we wish is to go back to when things were much more simpler. And you can't help but wonder what your little self would think of you, the person you are now. Are you everything they hope to be? Or would they find nothing but disappointment? We once faced life with our heads high, stepping to the next chapter of our lives with high hopes. And when that chapter finally arrived, the reality did not meet our expectations. Instead of peace and contentment, we were met with nothing but stillness. We finally got the job, the apartment, the life we worked so hard to build. And yet, inside that home, there's only deafening silence. We spent years looking ahead, keeping up with life's pace as we keep our goals in mind. And when we finally got it, everything came to a sudden stop, not knowing what comes next. It all feels so terrifying, doesn't it? Every move you make is a step towards the unknown, without someone to guide us in this part of our lives. No one tells you what to do, nor will anyone come to tell you if what you're doing is wrong. It all feels so new and scary. So what do? We do the only thing that feels safe. We build a routine, something that can guarantee our survival, and repeat it over and over. We settle in our homes, work to pay the bills, and maybe pick up a few pastimes to distract ourselves. But one can only do it for so long. The days start to blend into one another, as if we were living the same day over and over, until every action is burned, not into our memory, but into our body. it remembers. We move without thinking, and without realizing it, we become observers of our own lives, watching everything happening as if we were an audience to the lives we're living. Life has become so dull that it feels like no matter what we do, it'll be forever like this. We stop thinking and let our bodies take over, because noticing how dull and exhausting everything has become feels heavier than just moving through it. But even then, we still hope. We tell ourselves it'll get better. Maybe if we earn more money, if we find a better home, maybe if everything would just work out, our lives would start to feel like it's worth living. Yet, as we reach each goal, a new one takes its place. We got the income we wished for, yet it didn't make us home. We achieved everything we thought would make us feel better, but all that gave us was another goal that doesn't lead to freedom. We keep wanting more. We keep chasing a finish line that's moving faster than we can keep up. Safety and familiarity at the cost of our own sanity. And what follows is the feeling we know all too well: helplessness. We feel too helpless and start to believe that nothing will ever change. We become convinced we're doomed to a life where just existing is numbingly painful. And at some point, we start looking for a way out. But no matter how hard we try to imagine the future, all we see is nothing but darkness. All we wish for is an end, to escape this miserable life. Yet, no matter how hard we wish for it, it never comes. We keep waking up, continue showing up, even when that feeling sinks deeper within our chests. We keep on going. So, we resigned ourselves to our fate and accepted that until our last breath, we would continue to live like this. And that's what a lot of us think. And that's also what other people think. Those people you see who seem to have it all together, they might not have it figured out as you believe. Because the truth is, no one really does. For all we know, the people we compare ourselves to might be just as lost as we are. They might be struggling too. Whether it may be with their finances, debts, emotional wounds, and physical problems. Things you might be going through too. So, I guess what I want to say is that it's okay not to have things figured out. It's okay to feel lost and empty. And it's okay if it takes you a long time to understand what you want from life. Because there's no correct way to live. We only act on what we know and what we feel is right. And maybe that's what we need to do. To follow what we feel is right, even if it's uncertain. The things that make us feel thrill, fear, nervousness, yet excitement at the same time. Maybe we have to reevaluate the idea of being safe and listen to what we really want. I remember one of my professors from college. She was a remarkable genius. She explained concepts with grace, moved with joy, and taught students out of excitement. She was passionate, but to me, it was baffling. Because her job, it didn't pay much. Someone like her could have gone abroad, found a job that paid 10 times more. So I wondered, how could she be content with this? And then one day, she told us this. Life isn't just about money. It's not just about getting rich and drowning in cash. The reason I stayed is because I love teaching with all my heart. I love helping students and talking about the things I'm passionate about. So I stayed. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. That's when I started to understand why she smiled so brightly. Even if the life she chose was hard, it was something that was truly hers. And maybe that's what we're missing too. Something we can call our own. Something we actually want to do, not something we have to do. It can be anything, from something as grand as what my professor does, to something as small as tending to your own plants, having fun with your dog, or maybe just giving yourself the permission to breathe and enjoy the little things in life for once. Maybe in that way, life would feel a little less tiring. And the things we do for our own survival, it doesn't have to be what our entire lives revolve around. To us, our routines, work, and goals were our entire lives. But to others, it's a stepping stone towards the things they actually want. Treat your routine as a method, not your entire life. Exhaustion will always be there, but don't forget to stop once in a while and enjoy those fleeting but joyful moments. Not to be met with stillness, but with peace and contentment. Your life is your own, so create a life you yourself would find worth living.